Welcome to the Roost News, the place for all things volunteer. I'm Doretha McCoy, Roost News team member. Today, we'll be talking about AARP's Volunteer Facilitation and Training Team, which falls under the AARP's Office of Volunteer Engagement. We will hear from Hausheer and Migdalia Cruz, co-leads of the Volunteer Facilitation Training Team, also known as VFTT. Ty, Migdalia, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we get into VFTT, you both volunteers and have been given the opportunity to co-lead the Volunteer Facilitation Training Team. How long have you been a volunteer with AARP? Ty?
Hi, thank you for the invitation. I've been volunteering for AARP for 11 years.
And what is your role?
Okay, I have several roles. First, locally here in the AARP South Florida, and also I am a member of the Florida Executive Council, AARP Florida Executive Council, and I co-lead the VFIT team with my dear friend Migdalia.
Okay, so you're in South Florida. Where in South Florida are you?
In Miami.
Oh, in Miami. Okay. Migdalia, how long have you been a volunteer with AARP and in this role?
So I've been a volunteer with AARP since 2015, so about 11 years, just like Ty, but at different states. Obviously, I'm in Connecticut, and I love it in Connecticut. I love living up here in the north because it's not always as hot as it is in Florida. But that being said, I work at all levels of state volunteering in my state. I do a lot. I am a volunteer lead involved in community outreach and with the Hispanic Latino community too.
Awesome. Great. So, can you tell me exactly what is Volunteer Facilitation Training Team and what their objectives are?
Okay, so I'm going to start with the mission. Okay, I'm going to tell you what our mission is. So the VFIT creates in response to opportunities to enhance the AARP volunteer experience by identifying, addressing, and clarifying needs in collaboration with the staff and volunteers to develop and implement training, facilitation, and other strategic volunteer engagement resources. Now, that being said, we work to increase training and facilitation capacity within the AARP by providing volunteer-led training and facilitative services under the supervision and guidance of the Office of Volunteer Engagement. Team members also work in partnership with AARP staff and other volunteers to deliver that learning and development experience for volunteers at all levels of the association, particularly the community, right? So we don't only do it for the volunteers, we go out into the community to the states, depending on what the states need. That support AARP's strategic objectives. VFIT also works closely with the Office of Community Engagement to bring relevant training and resources to staff and volunteers working in their local communities. Hopefully that answers your question.
That does. That is awesome. All the training that you're providing. What training tools do you offer?
So I come in now. So
Yeah.
yes, some of the training tools that we offer, we have a plethora of training that offer to the states. But let me tell you something. So we are skilled in many areas and work closely with all the states, but in most capacities. But let me tell you, these are the more frequent requests that we get. You know, we get requested to assist with the Executive Council expectation and facilitation of vision and goal settings. Also, we facilitate for state meetings, or planning to assist building consensus within groups. We also work with volunteer recruitment, onboarding, retention, and recognition assistance, something that we call PLOW, Plant, and Prosper. Also, we work with volunteer development and leadership cultivation. This includes a lot of engagement and also the inviting volunteers into leadership. We also work with training and skills development. Conference speaking, like Migdalia mentioned, we not only work with the offices, but we also work with the public, with other organizations, that to assist, to bring out the name of AARP into our communities. And this is only a little taste of what we do.
That is awesome. And the fact that you go out into the community and not just amongst just AARP, but amongst the community is really, really an awesome thing. How would an AARP office contact you about training?
All they have to do is contact their OVE advisor and let them know, okay, how that they would like some assistance. But I truly appreciate what you're doing, what the Roost is doing, because you are promoting our programs. Because a lot of the staff, they don't know that all of this is at their fingertip. Just give us a call. Just contact the OVE advisor and let them know. You know what? I heard this on the Roost news, and I would like to get something going.
So now I have another question as well, which is based on what you just said earlier. How would an outside organization contact you if they wanted you to participate in their programs for the public?
Mainly, they contact their local AARP to let them
Awesome.
know, that this is going on, and we actually would like AARP to participate. And the office will contact us or contact the
That's great.
OVE advisor. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So how do you decide which training to offer?
We decide what trainings to offer based on what the need is for that state and or that place that has asked us to come in as consultants. So usually the request is made to the OVE advisor. The OVE advisor lets Thaya and I know what is needed. And then we put it out to our volunteers, our fellow volunteers, to then decide what they would which ones of them would like to go out and do that particular training. We have a plethora of skill set people. So it's not always the same people going out to do all of the training. So based on where you feel the most comfortable and in doing that type of training, you will say, okay, I'm going to raise my hand. That's one that I would like to go and do and present and help out with the state.
That's awesome. And how and where do you conduct these training sessions?
These training sessions are conducted both in person at the state level and or virtually. It depends usually on what is being asked and what it is that they need. Do they need us to come in and do an in-person presentation and or consultant? Yes, we'll do that way. If not, it will be done virtually. And a lot of times when we do these virtual, most of us are used as breakout facilitators. So we're facilitating the actual meeting that's going on.
Oh, and how do you let people know about the training?
Is that yours, Ty, or mine?
Either one, Ty, or
Okay.
either one of you.
Okay, so many times like I said, everything is spelled out for the all the state offices. So they see what is out there, what we have to offer, we promote it. Like we're doing right now, right? Through the Roost. We're promoting what we have and what we offer so that a lot of states will get this information. And based on that information and their needs and how they speak also with their OVE advisor, their regional advisors, right? Because they'll know what's going on in each state, and each state state director will reach out to that advisor. And based on that, we know then what is the need for that state. So they know what we can offer because they'll have a select menu of what we're offering, which is what Ty went over with you beforehand. And so in doing so, they get all this information so they know, but based also on their need, they will then solicit or ask for those specific needs that they have through their OVE advisor most of the time.
It's great. So, with all the different training tools and things that you offer, and you have all these different people and personalities, how do you keep trainees engaged? And I'll let you both answer that.
Okay.
Okay.
What we do, first of all, like Migdalia mentioned, we need to find out what is it that the staff, what do they need in
Mhm,
order for us to provide. And we do provide, we work in providing a very interactive curriculum,
mhm,
based on their needs.
mhm.
Because nobody wants to sit there for hours, just listening to us,
Yeah.
Right.
So we do
Well,
it very interactive.
great, great. You have great personalities for it as well, and your excitement around it.
Mhm.
Um, so what do you enjoy most about being on the VFTT team?
Let me answer that. First of all, that we learn a lot. If
Mm-hmm.
you're
Mhm,
coming to this team, you need to be prepared to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And also, after what we learn, how we share that with other volunteers and other staff. To me, I like to see that people, because a lot of people don't expect AARP to be in some places. Guess what? We are there. That's one of the things that we do. Oh, and I truly like, we have I call it brand new, the plow, plant and prosper, because I invited some of the volunteers in our area, and when they went, we just did it a couple of weeks ago. They were like, wow, they truly enjoy what they learn. And also something that we keep in mind, sharing best experiences, best practices. So that's what we do. And when you see how people, how they light up, oh, I didn't know about that. Oh, that's a great idea. That's what I enjoy, to see that in their faces.
and what about you, Medalia? What do you enjoy most?
Well, I think Ty kind of tied it all up there, but I enjoy the fact that we share and that we do learn from each other and we help each other when we're going out to facilitate anything that we do. And the other part of it is that I am a volunteer going out to work with volunteers. And
Cheers.
when we
Yeah.
do go out, we actually say that I am a volunteer just like you.
Mhm.
So that they become more comfortable with us in the fact when we're presenting and or doing any type of facilitation and or training, right? Because you want everyone to feel comfortable, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, for
that's
sure, for sure.
mm-hmm.
Good. Now I'm going to ask another question because the PPP, you've mentioned that twice before. Can you give me a little bit more detail about that? The
Okay. The
plow. Yeah,
plow plant, I have to kind of practice it.
right.
The plow, plant, and spur. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you, let me see what we do there. This facilitated discussion will walk through the important steps of preparing for new volunteers, recruiting new volunteers and effectively engaging volunteers in your community and state work. That's why I invited the volunteer leaders in my area. So,
Mm-hmm.
because we're always recruiting. So after
Hmm.
you recruit a volunteer, first of all, what's the need? You know, so you're gonna recruit a volunteer. What do you need a volunteer for? After you recruit them, you need to tell them, or ask them. This is what is there. This is what we need you for, right?
Right.
How do you keep them engaged? So that's what the plow, plant, and prosper. It gives you the idea, and also how to recognize. That is very important. Recognition of your volunteers.
I like that. Plow, plan, and
And
prosper.
prosper.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Absolutely. It
So
works
if
really good. Mhm.
yeah, it feels great. It rolls off the tongue. So
Yeah.
if someone wanted to join the VFTT team, how would they go about it?
Okay. This is, to me, it's a very nice group, very good group, because like Migdalia mentioned, we all come with different skills. But yes, and I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna tell you a few of the things that OVE, because OVE is always in the lookout for new VFIT members, you know?
Right.
So some of the skills that they need to demonstrate experience in successful facilitation and coaching. That's the number one thing, because that's what we do. We facilitate, you know, and we coach other volunteers. We need to be familiarized with interactive, engaging training and curriculum development. You know, we need to be familiar with adult learning principles. So this is just a few. And then if they're interested, they can talk to the staff members and also contact the OVE advisor, you know, the regional OVE advisors. But again, OVE is always on the lookout for new members. So, and the qualifications, you know, current or past AARP volunteer or even staff helper. We do have people that were staff, and now they are in the BFIT team. Also, willingness to travel. Yes, because we get calls from different or requests from different parts of the United States. Last year, some people went to Alaska. Yes, Lillian went to Alaska because they needed some request. We had a request from Alaska, ability to work as a team player and support the development of other volunteer and staff. And also access to a computer and internet. You need to be familiarized with the volunteer portal and also how to find things, you know, in the computer.
This is this is awesome. I mean, it gives everybody all the information that they'll need on this program. And thank you for sharing all this valuable information on the volunteer facilitation training team. As we come to a close on our discussion on the volunteer facilitation training team, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Okay, I have one request that hopefully the people, staff or volunteers that listen to this, they be kind of curious about, oh, I heard this, and I truly think that we can utilize the services of the volunteer facilitation and training team or VFIT, because we are here to serve them. You know, we are here to serve the staff. We're here to serve the volunteers. So we will welcome more invitations, right, Migdalia?
Correct. We definitely will welcome more invitations to go to your state and actually do a facilitation program with you, because it's not us giving you something. If not, we're doing it with you. And that's the way
This
we
is
like to do it.
This is awesome information. I have really enjoyed speaking with you two today. It has been great, and the information you have shared has just been really great. So thank you for providing the information on the volunteer facilitation training team. Staff and volunteers, please feel free to explore opportunities for training. And I want to thank Ty Hausheer and Migdalia Cruz, co-leads of the VFTT, for being on our podcast today. It has been fun, it has been informative, and I've really enjoyed it. So staff and volunteers, we encourage you to subscribe to our Roost News podcast channel on YouTube and or listen on the audio version on your favorite platform. And of course, please invite your colleagues to join us too. On behalf of Roost News podcast team, I want to thank you and thank you for joining us today. It has been a great session. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.